At UT Martin, 5:30 airtime on Saturday. Kickoff is in the air, fielded by Wilson Central at the 5 to the 10. McKeith, and boy, a great open field tackle at about the 13-yard line. That was a wonderful play by number 30. That was Jackson Campbell, who made a great open field tackle and dropped him very close to the 10-yard line.
If it wouldn't have been him, it would have been Jawan Stafford, who was right behind him. They just burst right through that protection. And again, poor field position for Wilson Central. You mentioned TSU. It's still hard to fathom they played at Notre Dame this year.
Yep.
Amazing.
What a great experience.
Wonderful
Had an
experience.
opportunity to do a game there with Vanderbilt a couple of years ago. And
very competitive game.
It was, yeah, should have won it, as a matter of fact. On first down, Lechner pitches, loses it. The ball is fumbled but recovered inside the 5-yard line. Lebanon says they have it.
It's a touchdown or safety.
Lebanon says they have it inside the 5, and they've got it. The Blue Devils recover inside the 5-yard line. It was an option pitch, Jonathan. It was one of those, I believe Noah Miller is the one that recovered it. They were very close to each other on the pitch. Sometimes those are tough to handle.
Yeah, I thought that was actually in the end zone. That's my mistake. I think it's down at the 2, though, so Lebanon with outstanding chance to punch it in.
So first and goal for the Blue Devils. The ball is going to be spotted at the 2-yard line.
It was just a really poor pitch because he pitched it really late as they were going over to that side on the option, and Lebanon just able to pounce on it.
So the Blue Devils, I think Isaiah Mariah is in at quarterback now, so they have changed quarterbacks here inside the 5-yard line, and Mariah's going to keep. He's going to run to the right side to the goal line, and he's in for a touchdown. That was a designated quarterback run all the way, and Mariah takes it in for the score, and Lebanon has pushed the lead to 20-0.
What I like about this Lebanon offense, they can do basically whatever they want coming out of that spread look. A lot of variety. They can run the football as well. We'll use the run to keep the passing game honest on their side. Really like the design and execution of this Lebanon Blue Devils offense.
And I'm watching, and I watched Kincaid, the quarterback who was down here. He was one of the first guys to come off the sideline and encourage those guys after that touchdown. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 10:56 left to go in this first half. Lebanon 21, Wilson Central nothing on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
The homestanding Blue Devils of Lebanon lead Wilson Central 21-0. 10:56 left to go in this opening half. Joe Fisher along with Jonathan Schaefer. Been all Blue Devils so far, and right now Wilson Central just does not have an answer to slow down this Lebanon offense.
No, it's just this offense, very well-oiled machine, veteran presence, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Kickoff in the air. McKeithen's going to field it at about the 6-yard line to the 10 to the 15. Penalty flag thrown down in the back of that. Although the return is good, McKeithen's still on his feet out close to the 30-yard line, but I believe this one's going to be brought back as a flag was thrown back at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, feel for the young man. He was able to spin his way close toward the 30-yard line, but that's coming all the way back. And again, Wilson Central coming in tonight, you had to have good field position, and they just haven't had it.
Chop block there. An illegal block is going to walk that back. Yeah, Wilson Central's been in the hole all night long. They have not had good field position on any of their possessions.
Yeah, I think only one possession has been on the other side of the 20 to start off.
And with this penalty, it's going to walk it back inside the 10-yard line. So they're going to start, I believe, from about their own 9 on first down. Made a mistake down there earlier, a fumble that led to a quick score. Just cannot afford another one. Man in motion, right to left. Tailback, that's McKeithen across the 10, out close to the 15-yard line. He's a good, tough runner.
That was a Wildcat snap back to him, and yeah, he showed during that kickoff return that he's very determined and able to pick up a nice little gain there on first down, get them away from their end zone.
Again, over 600 yards rushing coming into this game for McKeithen. And a gain of 6 on first down.
Hey, just look at this Wilson Central team, Joe, with quarterback issues because of injuries. They just don't have a ton of weapons to go out there with.
Second down on a long 3. In the shotgun. Lechner with the keep is going to have the first down across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line.
I think that was Ethan Kimes with the carry.
Oh, it was Kynes, yes. So Kynes, the number 0 with the carry. So they're going to mix it up a little bit. So Kynes now 3 carries for 20 yards on the night. And again, Wilson, you mentioned this earlier, Wilson Central's in no big hurry.
Not at all.
They want to run the clock. Even though they're behind, they still want to run the clock. Play clock is at 15. Kynes again, I believe, takes the snap.
Yeah.
Tries the left side, nothing. Boy, he is planted at the line of scrimmage.
So you don't know if it's a Wildcat situation for them or if he's moved into the quarterback position. You don't know.
That was Jack Kleinert, all-region player. What a great tackle that was. I mean, he picked him up and took him backwards.
Yeah, and Lebanon, just a great group of linebackers. And when you have a 3-4 defense, that's what you have to have. Not a problem for them. They've got 4 guys out there that can tackle pretty much any time they want to.
Yep, Binkert and Sneed and Kleinert and Jewell are the starters. They've got some backups that are talented as well. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8. Handoff, tailback tries the right side. Nice cut by McKeithen. He's going to have a first down out to about the 35-yard line. He's got a little giddy up. He put the foot in the ground and made a really nice cut.
He does, and let's not forget that this drive started inside of their 10. So they've been able to pick up a couple of first downs. The big thing for them right now, don't have any penalties. Don't have any of those self-imposed mistakes that stalls this offense out. This is their first real momentum of the game.
57 yards rushing for Wilson Central so far. Clock is running, 8:20 to go in this first half. McKeithen's going to try the left side, maybe a yard or 2, and that's about all. He tried that left side, running behind the pulling guard, Cullen Foreman, but not a lot of room. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, we're just not going to see the ball in the air very much tonight. It may be 6 times at most.
Well, down 21-0. But that's just not, passing is just not what they do. They like to run the football. They'll shift everybody to the left side of the line. I mean, they moved 5 guys to the left side. Handoff coming to the right, McKeithen, and he is swallowed up. Boy, nowhere to go. Tremendous defense by the Blue Devils to stop that before he got anywhere.
You know what that was? That was scouting. You know they saw that on film because 4 guys went over from the right to the left. Another one came across the formation in the other way, but yet Lebanon stayed at home, and they were able to snuff that out. You could tell that was something that they saw on film.
Juwan Stafford, who is only a sophomore, he was the one that led the charge on that play, brings up 3rd down and 8. Clock running, 7 minutes to go in this first half.
Been impressed with Stafford. Nice size player for them for only a sophomore. He's going to be a good player for them for the next several years.
3-man defensive front for the Blue Devils. 2 wide right, 1 left on 3rd and 8. Lechner rolling, dumps it, pass caught. That's going to be a first down and more. Close to midfield, penalty flag is thrown in at the end of the play. Ethan Kimes with the reception. Let's see what the flag is. And I have a feeling this is going to be against Wilson Central. Discussion continues near midfield.
Yeah, where the flag was thrown, it would indicate where there was a seal block there on the far hash.
Well, 2 or 3 Lebanon players started applauding and pointing back the other way, so they seem to have an indication that was Winston Binker, the senior linebacker, that said it's going to be on Wilson Central. Let's see if he's right.
Again, that would be another crushing penalty.
And it is.
Don't see offensive pass interference
no, you
very
don't.
often. Did that time. Maybe a pick play? That's about the only thing I can think of. Where they threw the flag indicates maybe there was a pick that was thrown.
That's going to walk it all the way back. So instead of the big first down, and now timeout's taken by Wilson Central with 6:42 left in this first half. We'll take it as well. 21-0 Lebanon on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Jackson Boone Racing, the youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing, a local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon leads Wilson Central 21-0, 6:42 to go in the opening half. Of course, tomorrow from 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, Prep Football Talk, Greg Pogue and Coach Bubba Spears. TSU at UT Martin, 5:30 airtime. Then Sunday, Braves at 1:50 p.m.
Another division title for the Braves.
That's right. On the snap, pass to the sideline is incomplete. You had two receivers kind of in the same area. That's usually a mistake, and that was overthrown.
And even if that would have been caught, that just would have got them back to the original line of scrimmage.
So he was looking for number 20, Keandre Gibson, and it was overthrown, and that brings up fourth down. Fourth and about, 22, 23?
Yeah, it was an offensive pass interference penalty because that sent that back 15 yards.
So Lechner standing back to punt this ball away. Boy, the rush was coming. He got it away. Pretty good punt. Fielded at a fair catch, made it to 47-yard line by Callaway. But once again, Lebanon, they've had great field position the entire game.
Yeah, you can't let a team like Lebanon, who can do plenty of things on offense, give them a short field. Basically, their average start of possession has been around the 40, 45-yard line, where for Wilson Central, they've only started one drive on the other side of the 20. So field position has been a huge factor in this contest.
So Lebanon will start first down just shy of midfield. Kincaid, 53 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns already in this first half.
He's back in at quarterback.
And he'll take the snap in the shotgun. Three receivers bunched to the right side. They're going to swing it right. Looked like a lateral. It was caught complete across the 45 inside the 42-yard line on a quick reception by Callaway.
Lebanon's got to be happy they have as much speed on the edges as they do. That ball was actually thrown behind Callaway.
Yep.
He had to go back and get it. And then once he hit that boundary, he was just off like a shot. Just a lot of good straight line speed.
But you mentioned it too. And whenever they look out there and you see they got a one-on-one, whether it's Callaway or whether it's Crowell, man, that's where they're going.
There's a penalty on the play. It's coming back on Lebanon.
And that's a hold on the Blue Devils.
Which I'm not surprised the way that play developed, that a hold occurred. They do a lot of that action. You see this with the spread, and Tony Franklin did this a lot with MTSU, where you see the bunched up on the short side of the field, and a lot of the plays go there where the receivers will set up the blocking to try to get yards after catch.
He walked it back to the 43-yard line, so first and 15. Pass near side caught by Crowell, and he is going to be wrapped up and finally wrapped up as he's going to be dragged down at the 49. I thought he was going to be tackled about 30 seconds ago, and he just kept eluding players one after the other. Didn't gain a lot of yardage, but he was able to stay on his feet and gain it close to the 49-yard line.
Well, unfortunately, Joe, he proved you wrong twice. He just kept going over to the boundary. One thing we haven't mentioned, Kincaid, left-handed quarterback for Lebanon.
Two wide to the right. They'll bunch three to the left. Empty backfield, Kincaid in the shotgun. 5:25 to go in this first half. 21-0 Blue Devils. Kincaid, the left-hander, looking to throw. Fires long, downfield, pass is caught. And there's the penalty flag. That's going to be offensive interference.
Yep.
I don't think there's any doubt about that one.
I think it's OPI. I think he pushed off on the defender. I'll say this for Kincaid, and that's exactly what the penalty is. That was a rifle shot that he threw over to that boundary because he's coming from the left over to the right boundary. That is a long throw. Threw it on a straight line. A really nice throw. The receiver made a good play aside from him pushing down the defender to get the open space.
Yeah.
And we've had 2 offensive pass interference penalties in this game so far.
That was Chasten Dixon who made the catch, but you could see the shove very easily. And Aaron Mills, the senior right guard, hobbles off the field for the Blue Devils.
And you know it's the right call on an OPI when nobody on the Lebanon side said
Nobody
anything.
said a word. No, they didn't.
Not a
Nope.
word.
Nobody, none of the fans, nobody. They said, nope, that got it. 5:14 to go in the half. 21-0 Blue Devils. Ball is back to the 33-yard line of Lebanon. Kincaid, they set up the screen. It's a middle screen of beauty. Hodge, 40, 45, lowers the shoulder and pounds the defender to the 50-yard line. That's delivering the shot right there.
There is no doubt about that. Took the right shoulder, put it down, drove forward, drove the defender back about 3 or 4 yards. And really, Joe, as you mentioned, that's about as pretty and well executed of a screenplay as you're ever going to see.
So they get a chunk of it back. It brings up 3rd and a long 6. Ball just shy of midfield.
What also helped them out, they went on a blitz that time, Wilson Central. They haven't blitzed much, but they did that time. So that also helped in creating that space for the screen.
5 wide, empty backfield. Kincaid, and he's going to be sacked for a loss back to the 45-yard line. Outstanding pursuit for Wilson Central. They will get the sack, as that was number 59 coming through. That's Jack Allen, the senior, for the sack back to the 45.
I think that's their first of the game.
Yep.
I actually thought Kincaid did a good job sliding out of the pocket. He was about to take off to try to run for the first down, but that's when he was brought down. Nice play by the Wildcats.
So Lebanon, their first 4th down of the night. And they will send the punting unit on as Cameron Nixon will come in, as the clock continues to run with 3:50 left in the half. Lebanon leading 21-0 over Wilson Central. Nixon standing back at his own 30-yard line. Play clock is down to 3. They get the snap away. Punt is away. It's a good one. Drifting back inside the 20-yard line, fielded on a fair catch back inside the 20. Nice punt there. Covered a lot of ground, and once again, Wilson Central will start backed up in their own territory.
Yeah, it was a good spiral kick. Took that punt about 40 yards, and Wilson Central, when they thought maybe they had a chance to get good field position to start a drive, not the case. Once again, inside their own 20.
Boy, just looking for something, Jonathan, some kind of positive before you go to the locker room.
That's the thing. They've had a couple of 3rd and long plays where they've been able to convert it and make a first down, but they've had penalties that have come back to bite them. So it's been penalties. They had a turnover deep in their own territory. For Wilson Central, it's just a matter of just cleaning up on their side of the line of scrimmage.
Ball is back at their own 15-yard line for Wilson Central. 2 receivers split to the right side, man in motion to the left. Quarterback keeper Lechner nowhere. I mean, nothing. He tried to go up the middle, and Lebanon shut the door on that quickly.
Yeah, with that formation, they had him in an empty set, which is something we hadn't seen so far tonight, and that was just a designed run from the beginning.
Well, it's interesting. I don't think Lebanon fears the pass, so they're loaded up on the run.
No, that goes back to the first drive of the game where Lebanon didn't have a single defender that was beyond 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, had everybody up just like they do right now.
And a whistle after the loss of 2 on that previous play. I don't know if this is an equipment issue or...
Yeah, Wilson Central player was told to leave the field. Could be equipment. If there's a blood situation,
Could
that's
be.
another reason.
That was number 7, I believe. That's Juju Davis, who's their senior receiver, who came off the field on that play. Blitz coming for Lebanon. Handoff running left and out to about the 25, 26-yard line. So a nice gain. That's going to set up a 3rd and manageable for Wilson Central with 2:30 left in the half.
And right now for them, down by 3 touchdowns, just find a drive. Just get some momentum. They had a little bit on that last drive, but again, penalties stalled that one out.
63 yards rushing for Wilson Central, 0 passing.
And I think they've only attempted 2 passes in the game so far.
3rd and a short 5. Ball at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers split right. In the shotgun. Lechner hands off, running left, and I don't think he got there. I think it's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Now a decision for Wilson Central. Deep in your own territory, down 21-0, facing a 4th down and a couple of yards.
Punt that ball away. Yeah, I think you just punt it away, try to mitigate the damage of the first half, go into the locker room, be down by only 21. They don't have an explosive offense, so even if you get the first down, they're still going to have to grind it out anyway.
Well, I think Lebanon took a timeout. Yeah, they want to get the ball back with some time. 1:51 left in the half. 21-0 Blue Devils on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
1:51 left in this first half. Lebanon 21, Wilson Central nothing. Lebanon took a timeout, Jonathan. They wanted to save as much time as possible, and it looks like Wilson Central is lined up like they're going to go for this on 4th down and 2.
But know that he can also punt the football away, too, in the quarterback. Oh, timeout.
Timeout taken by Wilson Central, and boy, there's some frustration. I see one of the Wilson Central players that threw both hands up in the air and then took his helmet off.
Yeah, the receiver, Jake Luda, was not pleased.
He walked off to the sideline. He was not happy. I think he thought they had something and they didn't dial it up. So now...
Well, the way he reacted, I thought maybe it was a false start on him because he was the first one to come up from the line.
He's still got his helmet off. He is not happy. So let's see what Wilson Central elects to do here. 4th and 2. Ball at their own 22-yard line, trailing 21-0 with 1:51 left in the half. I think you got to punt this ball away.
And that's what he's lined up to do now. That was the thing with the last play because Lechner, even though he was in the pistol formation, could still punt the ball away because he's punting for them now.
Standing back at his own 10-yard line, so Lebanon poised to get good field position again. Punt is away. It's low. It's wobbly. It bounces. It takes a wonderful bounce for Wilson Central all the way inside the 40. And one of the Wilson Central players is trying to wave it, like get a little wind going and try to wave it a little farther. It's down at the 39-yard line.
The only way that would have been funnier is if he had a broom and he was treating it as curling. But they got 11 yards on the bounce, and the returner who let it go was irritated because he thought it'd be good field position, but they got a really nice bounce, so a good break for Wilson Central.
Like the baseball player blowing on the bunted ball, trying to blow it out of bounds.
Trying to blow that ball foul, yes.
So let's see what Lebanon does. They've got 1:42 left, 2 timeouts remaining for the Blue Devils, leading 21-0.
And this Lebanon offense is good enough that they can take it down the field in under 2 minutes.
Callaway is good. Crowell is good. Kincaid is dangerous. Let's see what they opt to do here. Man in motion. Kincaid to throw on 1st down. And now he is drilled. Man, he is popped back at the 35-yard line.
Knocked his helmet off, and it actually rolled 5 yards away from him. So if that was Kincaid who lost his helmet, he's going to have to come off the field, and he's hurting.
Yeah, he's stretching that right arm a little bit. He took an absolute shot.
One of the few poor choices he made tonight. He just held on to that ball too long, and he got popped for it.
So that brings Isaiah Mariah in, who came in for one play earlier and scored a touchdown on a short run near the goal line. This is a loss of 5, so 2nd down and 15. Mariah's going to keep it again. He's going to get about 3. And let's see if Kincaid comes right back in or if they just leave Mariah. Yeah, they're checking Kincaid out here. They're looking at that right arm, aren't they, Jonathan?
Now, fortunate for them, that's his non-throwing arm because he's a left-handed quarterback. So even though they're checking out the right arm, he could still go back in the game. So we'll see. And really, at this point in the game, you're up 21 going into the half. No reason to put him back out in danger.
So Lebanon letting the clock run down. They're going to let the play clock run down a little bit farther. 30 seconds left in the half. Mariah fires. Pass is caught. Oh, a nice move across midfield and a first down for the Blue Devils. That was a nifty move by Chaston Dixon, who got away from two defenders and got out of bounds to stop the clock with 17 seconds left.
Yeah, Mariah had not passed yet in this game. That was his first attempt, and it was a nice throw. Got his receiver right there. Good yards after catch. And now with 17 seconds remaining and 2 timeouts, you might be thinking about something.
17 seconds left in the half. Ball at the 43-yard line. Mariah in the shotgun, looking to throw. Launches one near side, throws into triple coverage, intercepted. Threw it into triple coverage, and the ball was picked off by number 2. That was Brady Blevins. Just threw it up for grabs, and there were 3 Wilson Central defenders right there.
He did. First of all, that was a deep drop. He went back about 7 yards. Really nice spiral ball. It was a nice throw, but it went right into triple coverage, so that'll be basically the equivalent of a punt. If you're going to turn it over, that situation's not bad. And actually only 1 second of the clock ran off. Usually that happens when on the other team. Instead, the home cooking went in the other direction this time and benefited Wilson Central.
I would assume Wilson Central maybe just takes a knee here and gets out of here. Let's see what they do. And it looks to be lined up, although the quarterback is lined up.
It's Kimes in a quarterback.
Out on the right side of the formation, so Kynes is taking the snap. They hand off to the tailback, tries the right side. Boy, there's nothing there. Boy, Lebanon's defense has just been stout tonight against the run. And that's going to be the final play of the first half. A very impressive first half for Lebanon. I tell you, offensively solid, defensively really good.
Yeah, Lebanon able to score on their first 3 drives with the 21-0 lead here at the half.
So the Blue Devils will go to the locker room with the lead at halftime. Hopefully we're going to have an opportunity here to talk about this first half when we come back. All Blue Devils in the first half. 21-0 Lebanon on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling.
The Braves are National League East champs, locking up their 6th straight division crown.
Ready with a 2-2. Here it comes. Got him swinging, strike 3. And the Braves are National League East champions for the 6th year in a row.
For the 6th straight season, the Braves are kings of the East. We'll bring you every pitch of the postseason as Atlanta makes a run at the Fall Classic.
Exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Halftime from Lebanon. The Blue Devils lead Wilson Central 21-0. Joe Fisher, Jonathan Schaefer with you. I mean, first half dominated by the Blue Devils, really on both sides of the football.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Lebanon was able to score on their first 3 possessions. Wilson Central, unfortunately, plagued by penalties coming at the worst times here tonight. Have been impressed with Kincaid so far. Took a bit of a shot there at the end of the first half. We'll see what his condition is coming into the second half. Didn't appear to be too bad because they didn't take him into the blue tent that they have on their sideline, and it was his non-throwing shoulder. Usually when you see a player coming up like that, you're worried about a dislocation, separation, maybe even a collarbone. Didn't seem to be that serious, but Lebanon showing that in terms of a talent gap tonight, it seems to be pretty wide. Wilson Central offensively, they just don't have the weapons to compete.
Lebanon right now, only 25 yards rushing, 126 through the air, and a lot of it, Jonathan, has been the quick pass, get it into Crowell's hands, get it into a receiver, and make them make somebody miss, and they're able to do it.
Yeah, so much with this spread offense. Callaway out there, also Crowell, very tough to tackle here tonight. That yards after catch, that's what you're looking for, is that open space that you're scheming open in this spread offensive attack. They've been able to do that, and it helps when you have somebody like Kincaid, who's just a very disciplined, accurate quarterback, gets rid of the football very quickly and accurately. And this is a Lebanon team that I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing them in the playoffs coming up later this year.
Lebanon 6 first downs in the first half, 1 for 2 on third downs on the evening. And looking at Kincaid, 76 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns in the first half. And you mentioned Crowell earlier, 4 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown for Crowell. Wilson Central all on the ground, 67 yards rushing, no yards passing, 5 first downs. They did have a fumble that was lost. It was critical because it was a fumble inside the 5-yard line that set up a short field for another touchdown.
Yeah, it set it up to make it 21-0, and it was on an option pitch that was actually behind the running back in that situation. They've only tried to throw the ball 3 or 4 times here tonight. Wilson Central, again, they came into this game to where they've actually had at quarterback 3 different players here tonight. So they had a couple of wildcat options that they had. So they've had some injury concerns coming into this evening. The things that you knew they would have to execute well would be field possession and being able to force a few turnovers. Unfortunately, they're the ones that are losing right now in the turnover margin. We'll
take a break. We'll come back. Q and Will be with you from the studio to give you an update on what's going on in high school football around the mid-state right after this. 21-0 Lebanon at the half on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Jackson Boone Racing, the youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing, a local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30, and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring cast iron pancakes, made-to-order waffles and eggs, and ice-cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm-to-table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at TimLeeperRoofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at TimLeeperRoofing.com.
If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling. The Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week will continue shortly. Now, here's your scoreboard update from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio.
We are live at halftime. WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week. Will Brown sitting along with Q Joseph. And right now, Q Joseph, we're looking at a potential shutout.
Yeah.
Well, it's not potential. It is for right now.
For right now.
Lebanon 21, Wilson Central has yet to get on the board. This Lebanon team, I mean, right now playing a decent Wilson Central team, coming in on a 3-game losing streak. A team that's slowly but surely starting to get things put together later on in the season. But it'll be interesting to see how that game unfolds. Lebanon with the lead 21-0. That's what's going on our airwaves. Some other scores around TSSAA football. Nolensville 14, the Fighting Anthony Browns from Hillsboro 7. Father Ryan 21, Memphis University School yet to get on the board. Clearwater Academy out of Florida playing the 1-5 Brentwood Academy Eagles. That's something that you don't say ever. I don't know when the last time Brentwood Academy was 1-5, but to make my point, Clearwater Academy out of Florida, 20-15 the score right now. Ainsworth and Christian Heritage, they're out of Dalton, Georgia. Christian Heritage. You would think this was a soccer match right now, high-scoring soccer match. Ainsworth 7, Christian Heritage 2. So those are a few scores. Collinwood 14, Richland nothing. That game in the second quarter. Tullahoma, Lawrence County. Tullahoma with the 11-point lead halfway through, 17-6. Mount Juliet 17, Antioch 7. William Blount 49, Union County nothing. That game in the third quarter. Nashville Christian Good Pastures both tied at 7. Centennial 34, Glencliff right now with no points to show for their efforts. Cordova 30, Kingsbury 0. Nolensville, as I stated, with a 7-point lead over Hillsboro right now. Fairview Montgomery Central both tied at 14. Ravenwood 10, Summit 0. Ripley 14. Scotts Hill has not got on the board yet. Brentwood and Franklin, they are both tied at 3. Eagleville and Tennessee Heat. So Tennessee Heat is a homeschool football program playing Eagleville out of Rutherford County. To me, I feel like one of the Rutherford County teams that people kind of forget about. But Eagleville 10, Tennessee Heat 3. McNairy 35, Ray County 7, Chattanooga Christian 36, Christian Academy 8, Covington with a 7-point lead right now. Hickson 28, Sequoia 6, Cannon County 7, Cornersville 6. That game in the first quarter. McGavick 6, Laverne nothing. That is a battle of 2 1-5 programs. Grace Christian Academy 28. Mount Juliet Christian has not gotten on the board just yet. Dobbins Bennett 7, Elizabethtown 6, a 1-point lead right there. Lincoln County and Franklin County, good game going on right there. Lincoln County 21, Franklin County 14. Page all over James Lawson right now, 36-0. That's what's going on there. Memphis Melrose playing Memphis Hamilton. Melrose up 13-0. West Carroll 20-7 over McEwen. Red Bank 14, Saudi Daisy nothing. And Knoxville Webb 38. Brainerd has yet to get on the board. Alcoa 24-7 in the fourth quarter over the Class 5A West High School Rebels. And I don't know if you had time to research West High School out of the East Tennessee area, 15-0 and dominated in their state championship performance last year. A team looking to go fairly deep in the 5A playoffs this year. Cornersville 14, White Station 3. Crockett County, Obion County. The Cavaliers 20, Obion County 7. Mumford Arlington, Mumford with a 10-point lead at halftime. And Evangelical Christian 24, St. Benedict of Arbondale out of Cordova, Tennessee, yet to get on the board. And this St. Benedict of Arbondale team has been a team that has been struggling really for the last 5 years. So that's what's going on here around the state of Tennessee. Your score, WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week. Lebanon 21, Wilson Central 0. And Q Joseph, we have a couple minutes before we have to send it back to the guys. And Lebanon started off fast, scored on their first drive.
Listen, I think we looked up and we were talking here in the studio, and all of a sudden, I remember it being 7-0, and then all of a sudden, you hear Joe and John say, 21. I said, wait a minute. How did we miss 2 touchdowns? So yeah, they've come off high. They've come off fast. And you hear, Wilson Central not doing any passing.
No, not at all. I think well under they do not have any passing yards. They're well under 75 yards rushing in this game. And that lets you know, like, Wilson County only has 7 high schools. So the talent pool out there, it's a big pool. I mean, it's been a lot of great talent come out of Wilson County. And in Wilson County, don't let the small size of the county fool you.
Right.
You got to come to play when you play any of those schools. So Lebanon being really the staple of Wilson County, if you would, out there as a program. They've been around the longest out of all the other schools. Green Hill, the newer and up-and-coming program out there in Wilson County. So, again, I mean, this Lebanon program doing a good job. And honestly, Q Joseph, I'm surprised. I really felt like this Wilson Central team would have came out, and I don't want to say giving more effort. I think right now they're just running into a better Lebanon team. But what we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll take it back to our guys broadcasting live from the Strike and Spare Studios. WNSR Mid-State Checkdown, Game of the Week, brought to you by Tim Leeper Roofing. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Joe and Jonathan will have it from here.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full-body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full-body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Makara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Makara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's a Bill King Show.
I just saw guys at Tennessee that did not look all that interested in playing the game of football. I'm calling them out right now. It was an embarrassing performance by the Tennessee Volunteers. They got lots of issues. They will get bashed on this show today. Don't care what anybody else thinks. Doesn't matter to me.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Let's go! Let's go! It's the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Joe Fisher with play-by-play and Jonathan Schaefer with color analysis. Now to the field for your second half coverage. Here's Joe Fisher.
It is always great to be with you from Lebanon. 21-0. Lebanon leading Wilson Central. Joe Fisher along with Jonathan Schaefer. Adam Johnson, our producer engineer, on site. Thanks to Q and Will back in the studio for their update for the halftime here. And going to be interesting, Jonathan. What does Wilson Central do? They're built basically to run the football. They have not had a lot of success doing that tonight, and they're down 3 touchdowns.
I think right now it's just a matter of you have to cut down on the mistakes. How many drives did they have in that first half that got derailed? And they've got to find a way to play ahead of the chains. They only had one drive where they were able to get a couple of first downs going, and then that drive stalled out. For Wilson Central right now, you just want to get one good drive going. Unfortunately for them, Lebanon's going to have the ball to start the second half as they had won the toss and decided to receive. The good thing for Wilson Central is, it sounds odd, but they're down by only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Lebanon could have been up by a couple more.
Well, if they had not had the turnover inside the 5, this would be a 2-touchdown game.
Exactly. So the style of play that they have would keep the game close. Unfortunately, that turnover really a crucial mistake. They've got to stop Lebanon from scoring to start this second half. If Lebanon goes out there and gets a touchdown on the board, the game's essentially over. But Wilson Central, again, it's been offensive pass interference, holding calls here tonight, just several mistakes, and they just got to find a way to flip the field. They haven't had good field position at any point here tonight.
You know, you look, Wilson Central, 30 yards in penalties. It's not that many yards, but, boy, they were so critical when they happened.
Yeah, it was the timing of them. They had an offensive pass interference, had a couple of holding calls in there, so really the timing of them is what really hurt them. And, again, they've got a situation where they're on a backup quarterback. They've been running Wildcat. They're going to run as much time off the clock as they can. But Wilson Central just coming into tonight, they're just a little undermanned when it comes to their roster.
That's the other thing that I'm looking forward to when we see Lebanon come back out, is to see if Kincaid is okay.
That's a good question because, again, Kincaid took that hit on his right shoulder. That's his non-throwing shoulder. He's coming to the bench right now with his helmet on. Can't really tell one way or the other, how he's feeling at the moment. But if they can get a touchdown and get up 28-0, if Kincaid is banged up, do we even put him in for the rest of the game? So that's a guy that you're going to need for the remainder of the season. You got to keep him upright and keep him healthy. So, again, I think this first drive to start the second half could be very important for how Lebanon plays the rest of this game, how they plan it out.
It's interesting. I've just watched him. He's walked over here to the bench. He finally has picked up a football. And you mentioned he's a left-hander, so the right arm was the one they were looking at, the right shoulder, not his throwing shoulder per se. But it looks to me at this moment like he considers he's going to play.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You don't see any. Yeah. You don't see any of the trainers around him. He's out there just playing catch right now. Any indication right now would be that he'd be coming out and starting this second half. They showed that they can still run the football even with a backup quarterback in there. What's been really impressive with Lebanon is that their 3-4 defense, their linebackers just get after the ball carrier. We saw that a lot with Middle Tennessee Christian last week in their really good win against Friendship Christian. I think they've got a very good chance at pitching a shutout tonight just because of the limitations on the Wilson Central offense.
We've had the opportunity to see some really good linebackers over the last, Riverdale was very good. We saw that. East Nashville, very good. I mean, we've had an opportunity to see some really good defenses.
Yeah, same thing with Oakland, even in the opening game of the season in terms of their linebacking core. And Antioch's actually wasn't all that bad either in that game, and they've been able to pick up a few wins in Metro this year. Middle Tennessee last week, Middle Tennessee Christian played as good of a team defensive performance as I remember in recent history, Joe, honestly, at any level. They were very disciplined. Everybody knew their role. They were able to make tackles right there in the backfield. They didn't miss very many tackles at all. There's only maybe 2 or 3 plays where they missed that initial tackle, and we've been seeing that with Lebanon here tonight. And again, this Lebanon offense, when these receivers out on the boundary, they've got plenty of speed. When they can get out onto the open field, wouldn't be surprised if someone can break it off here in the second half.
Thought it was interesting last week when was it Brooks Jones, I believe, was our player of the game, and after the game when we interviewed him, he was so effervescent, and he said, that is the most physical game I've ever played, and that was the most fun game I've ever played. I thought that was a great comment.
Well, spoken like a true linebacker. and it was. And we don't often see that physical of a game at the lower level private school level. That was Division IIA that we saw last week, especially when you've got teams that are that small in terms of roster size. But it was a very physical game. Depending upon how the playoff seeding looks, the playoff format looks, I think there's a good chance you could see those two teams playing in the playoffs, which would be a game I would happily pay money to go see those two teams play once again. And for Middle Tennessee Christian to be as good as they are with a single wing offense, who would have ever thought that'd be possible in 2023, but it is with that team.
That was a throwback game last week. 16-14 was the final. It was a lot of fun. It was a great game to watch. And we've seen a good one tonight. Lebanon's been very good. They lead 21-0. Lebanon 4-2 on the season, 2-1 in Class 6A Region 4. Wilson Central kind of up against it now. They are 3-3, but they're 0-2 in the region. And they really need to find some way here to put things together in the second half.
You want to talk about a tough region because you have Mount Juliet and then Green Hills, the new kids on the block, the newest school district in that region, and probably the best team at least right now, and who they've already played and who they've already beat. Green Hill was able to go to the playoffs last year, so a very good region in 6A, very competitive. And then again, anybody that comes out of this region, you've got the possibility of having a big dog like Oakland looming in the playoffs this year, who are doing a little bit of their own rebuilding. They lost their top 5 or 6 offensive players from last season, but Oakland looks like that's what they're doing right now. They haven't really lost a step.
Well, you mentioned Green Hill. Both these teams played Green Hill. Both lost to Green Hill. Lebanon lost 31-21. Wilson Central lost 27-20. So competitive games nonetheless, but Wilson Central a little banged up. They've got some injuries. They've got a quarterback that's playing now that maybe is not 100%. He is their backup already, and he's been fine, but they can't throw the football. They have not been able to throw the football to this point.
And even though they are a running team, they're not a team that has a ton of size on their line. That's what I've noticed here tonight. We've seen some teams that are actually smaller schools that have a little bit more meat in terms of the offensive and defensive line. So right now, they just have to find a way to get Lebanon to punt this ball away because, again, it sounds a little crazy with it being a 3-touchdown game, but it's only 3 touchdowns. They're still kind of hanging on to the periphery of this contest.
Lebanon sends back 3 people deep. They have Crowell is the deepest. He's standing at the 10-yard line. Binion back there as well as Callaway standing at about the 20-yard line. And this is a short kick angling to the near side. It's going to bounce at about the 15, going to be scooped up at the 13, to the 20, to the 25. Look out. 30, 35, 40, midfield and out of bounds. The kicker got him out of bounds. Again, the quickness of Key Crowell. He made the first man miss, and then he was off to the races.
Wasn't the greatest coverage that time by Wilson Central. Too many of their guys were on the other side of the field, so once he was able to pick that ball up, found the open space, brought it right down the sideline, and I think right now, Joe, could be one of the leading candidates for our player of the game.
Certainly, as the ball is inside the 45-yard line. Nose of the ball sitting at the 45. Kincaid is in at quarterback. Had a bit of an arm issue, his right arm at the end of the first half. Came out and saw the trainers and stretched it, but he is out there again. He's a left-handed quarterback, so it's not his throwing arm. He is in the shotgun on first down. High snap. They do a little reverse handoff inside to the 40, to the 35, still in his feet, inside the 30 to the 25-yard line on the carry. And that's Callaway with that little double reverse on the handoff inside, and a nice gain.
Once again, they've got so much speed there in Callaway and also Crowell. You mentioned with Kincaid that play where his shoulder was at least banged up. His helmet got knocked off on that play. That's how violent of a hit it was. But right now, Lebanon, between the return and that first run from the line of scrimmage, they're rolling.
So Callaway, that's his first carry, 23 yards on the gain, and first down from the shotgun. Kincaid, man in motion, is Callaway. Kincaid looking to the end zone, throws it to the back of the end zone and a little too tall and out of bounds. He was looking for Chaston Dixon, and the ball was just overthrown.
I had a feeling when that ball left his hand, he might have had a little bit too much mustard on that. And actually, credit to Wilson Central as well. The receiver wasn't really open. If he was going to get it, it'd have to be right on the back boundary, incomplete for the Blue Devils.
So that is his first incompletion of the night. They haven't thrown long a lot. A lot of things have been underneath and the short and the screens and the variety, but he's been very efficient.
Yeah, for Kincaid, that was his deepest throw of the evening.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line of Wilson Central. 11:08 to go in the third quarter. Lebanon leading 21-0. Kincaid, a little reverse, rolls to the left, dumps a pass in the flat, caught by Crowell, and then it's lost out of bounds. Crowell made the catch and then lost the football, but it was out of bounds, so no damage done, and a gain of about 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, he did fumble that away. I really like with this offense, they use a lot of misdirection, because that time came around to the near side. They've got no problem rolling Kincaid out. They've got no problem running Kincaid if they feel if it's necessary to.
Give him 9 on the play, so 3rd down and 1, and Kincaid looks to the sideline. The tailback is Hodge in the pistol formation. And they will give to the tailback, who'll go right up the middle, push it inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. That's Guyan Izetta, who is the true freshman. They are really high on him. He's a true freshman. That's his first carry of the night.
Got a big hole there between the guard and center on the right side. Plenty of space, and was able to use his speed to get a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 3. Same formation. They'll hand Izetta again. This time, nothing. Well, he is snowed for no gain on the play. Good pursuit that time for Wilson Central, getting into the backfield.
I think Topher Allen, the linebacker, was able to make the play from behind.
So now they will make a personnel change, and Lebanon will send Crowell back into the game. He'll split to the right. Pistol formation. Now they're going to jump into a shotgun. Man in motion, right to left. A little toss to the man in motion into the end zone. Touchdown, Lebanon. Key Crowell was the man in motion. That technically is a touchdown pass. 3rd of the night.
Yeah, just a little toss on that play. Crowell able to go into the end zone again. What I've really been impressed with Lebanon, they get enough time in the backfield. They're able to keep people off of the quarterback. And not only that, they call a variety of plays. They can do it any way you want to get beat, they'll beat you that way.
Well, you said that you mentioned Crowell. They've got Crowell, they've got Callaway, they've got Hodge, they've got Nizick. They've got weapons out on the perimeter. 9 different Lebanon players have caught a pass tonight. And the extra point is good, and the Blue Devils are rolling. 9:56 to go in the third. 28-0 Lebanon leads Wilson Central on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon very impressive. Their drive to open the third quarter. They score a touchdown. 28-0 Blue Devils lead over Wilson Central. and all the weapons at their disposal. Be interesting to see how long Kincaid stays in the game now as the quarterback. He was a little banged up, to see whether or not they will keep him in the game for the Blue Devils. Kickoff is in the air, and it is fielded at about the 10-yard line to the 15. Across the 25-yard line. Ball is picked up by Lebanon. They're going the other way with it, and they say it's a touchdown, and it is. The fumble is picked up and returned for the touchdown, and that was number 13, John Binion, the sophomore, who picked up the loose ball and took it to the house. Didn't seem like that big a hit, but it got away.
Yeah, it was on the far boundary, so plenty of bodies in the way. We couldn't see that, but what we did see was Binion picking up the football, taking it down the boundary, and scoring. So now Lebanon's been able to score possibly 14 points off a turnover.
And I think that was Juju Davis who returned it. He left the game earlier, remember, in the first half, so he may not be 100% as well.
He
but
got popped.
He got popped, so now Lebanon with the quick strike. And the extra point is good. 9:44 left in the third. It's all Blue Devils. 35-0 Lebanon on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Jackson Boone Racing, the youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series Championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing, a local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon with an offensive touchdown to open the third quarter, followed by a special teams touchdown on the pickup and the fumble recovery return for the score. So now the Blue Devils lead Wilson Central 35-0 with 9:44 left to go in this third quarter. And I believe the running clock will come into play here once the ball is put into the air. He's about 5 yards off sides. They did not call it. It's a short kick. Wilson Central is going to have the football at about the 37-yard line. The Lebanon player was about 4 yards off sides, and they just ignored it.
Well, the fortunate thing for Wilson Central, that's their best field position of the game.
It is, you're right. They have been backed up the entire game.
And as you mentioned, Joe, we do have the rolling clock in effect with Lebanon up 35-0 here in the third.
Now, if Wilson Central can score and get it back down below 30, that clock would stop. It would go back to normal operation. But Wilson Central has had a lot of trouble moving the football tonight. Josh Lechner at quarterback has not had a lot of time, and really timeout is, I believe, taken by Lebanon.
Yeah, odd time to take a timeout.
Yeah, I can't tell if it was because of an injury or whatever, but they take the timeout. We'll take it as well with 9:08 to go in the third. 35-0 Lebanon on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at TimLeeperRoofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at TimLeeperRoofing.com.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon took a timeout, Jonathan. It was kind of an unusual timeout, and it looks like the coaching staff a little bit animated in conversations with the officials during this timeout.
Yeah, noticed after the play there was a little bit of extracurricular activity going on, which is not uncommon when we have a situation like this, which is currently a blowout game and a rivalry game. Not sure the entire situation, but nonetheless, we're about to resume play.
Yeah, Winston Binkard, the senior, was kind of in the middle of those conversations, but we're now ready to go once again. Handoff to the tailback for Wilson Central, maybe a couple of yards, and that's about all. It's been tough sledding all night long.
It really is. Again, they're just limited on what they can do on offense. We knew from the very beginning, the very first drive of the game, Lebanon was going to be focusing on the run. We saw that they often had 7, 8 guys in the box. None of their defenders were more than 7 yards down the field, and that's been basically the strategy all game long.
McKeithen, 13 carries, 43 yards on the night. He's been about the only offense that Wilson Central has had. He takes the handoff again, and boy, he is smothered. That is a loss of a couple of yards on tremendous defensive play, getting back and making that play. Was that 26, I believe?
I think it was Andrew Hodge,
that was
21.
Okay, 21. Yeah. Boy, what a great play that was. For a loss, sets up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, we mentioned coming into the second half, needed to find a way to get ahead of the chains. Unfortunately, that's just not been the way it's been going tonight.
It's been 3rd and long all night for Wilson Central. They're facing 3rd and 9 here. 2 for 6 on 3rd down tonight is Wilson Central. Couple of receivers split right. In the shotgun formation, Lechner to throw, being chased, rolling right, is going to fire down to the sideline. Pass is broken up, incomplete. Penalty flag is down at the 40-yard line.
Might be defensive pass interference or defensive holding. There was a little bit of contact. I didn't think there was a ton, but where the flag was thrown, be defensive holding.
That's what it is. It's holding against the Lebanon defense, and that's going to give Wilson Central new life.
Yeah, a little bit of hand fighting going down the field beyond that 5 yards. I didn't think there was enough for interference, but I can see why they threw the defensive holding flag.
It was the off official. It wasn't the official on the sideline. It was the back official that made the call, but nonetheless, they'll walk that close to midfield, and that will give Wilson Central a first down. And that is their 6th first down of the night.
I was just a little surprised because it wasn't a ton of contact.
Again, the clock running, 35-0 Lebanon with the lead, so the continuous clock running. Lechner comes near side. Pass is caught at midfield into Lebanon territory, out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards on the reception. And that is number 20, Keandre Gibson, the sophomore, with the catch. They'll give him 6 yards on the play.
And if you're Wilson Central, just keep churning out those first downs. Just find a way to get in the end zone, get some momentum on offense.
We'll give him 5 officially. They mark it at the Lebanon 47. I tell you what, Wilson Central has not been in Lebanon territory very often tonight.
This is the first time.
2nd and 5. Lechner rolling left this time. Rush is coming, dumps it, and the pass is caught, and then falling down as Gibson made the catch and actually lost about 4 yards on the play.
At first, I thought he dropped it, and that actually would have been a better option if he just would have dropped it, because he had 2 defenders that were right there ready to hit him. And did they rule it incomplete? Yeah, they did rule it incomplete.
Yeah. Jawan Stafford just hobbled off the field for Lebanon as well.
That's the second time he's come off the field.
Yep. Outstanding defensive lineman. Only a sophomore.
Again, there's a lot of senior leadership on this Blue Devils team, but they've got some good young talent coming up too.
3rd and 5 for Wilson Central. Clock is running, 5:30 to go, 3rd quarter. Lebanon leading 35-0. Lechner in the gun. Eases to his right. And he is drilled as he turned that ball loose. It's incomplete. He got absolutely smoked as he turned that ball loose. And that was Jack Kleinert, the senior. A great hit, a clean hit, but he got him just at the time he was throwing that football.
It was a big hit, too. He was able to shed his blocker, and he was going up with his arms in the air going toward the quarterback. He was able to put a big hit on him and cause the incompletion.
Boy, I give a quarterback credit standing in there and knowing you're going to take that one. Boy,
he hung in there for sure.
He did. And now he's also the punter. So if you're Wilson Central, you're down 35-0.
You might as well
go for it. Down 4th and 5, and that's what they're going to do. Looks like they're going to line up in the Ethan Kimes in the Wildcat, and Wilson Central takes the timeout. And it's the second time that I have seen tonight Jake Luda frustrated for Wilson Central. He comes off waving his arms. Last time he took his helmet off, he was so upset. But
been very animated.
Yep. So he was not happy there. On 4th and 5, no surprise that Wilson Central would go for it here. Trying to find some kind of offense. And Keithan, 14 carries, 42 yards. Kimes, 4 carries for 23 yards.
I kind of feel for McKeithen a little bit. I think he's a pretty good running back. He just hasn't had any space to work with at all tonight.
Not that big, 5'8", 155, but he runs bigger than that. And
well, we saw some players last week that weren't real big at running back, but they had no problem running the football.
So let's see after the timeout. 4th and 5. Ball will need to get to the Lebanon 42-yard line for a first down. Ball is spotted right now at the 47. Empty backfield. They bunch 4 receivers over here to the near side, moving left to right. They will hand off to McKeithen. Tries the corner. Trying to get outside. He'll get there. First down and much more. Down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 30. Boy, they loaded up Jonathan to the right. They went to the opposite field, and there was nobody home.
Basically, the receivers are in a diamond formation there on the short side of the field, and they decided to go the opposite way. They successfully used misdirection in that situation, able to get McKeithen to the wide side and pick up plenty of yardage.
That's their best offensive play of the night, I believe, so far. First down inside the 30. Ball at the Lebanon 29. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Clock is running. 35-0 Blue Devils. Wilson Central. Keeper. Snapped into the Wildcat and a loss of a yard on the play. Kleinert's back there again. Kimes took the direct snap and he went nowhere. Well, Kleinert's been in the backfield as much as the running backs have been.
I'd like to think the tackles for loss probably has at least 3 in this game, if not more.
Boy, you looked at that list, and, Binkert, 4 tackles for loss. Snead, 4 tackles for loss. Kleinert, an all-region player, 7 tackles for loss coming in. I mean, they get in the backfield a lot. That was a loss of a yard.
You're just not going to get a ton of opportunities against this Lebanon defense if you're on the ground.
2nd and 11. 3:05 to go in the third. Direct snap once again. Hand off to McKeithen. He's going to find a little room, pushes it down close to the 25-yard line. Nice run, about 6 yards on the gain. That'll bring up third and a more manageable 5.
Yeah, he didn't have much, but he was able to sidestep, bring him back up toward the middle of the field, and he made a little something out of pretty much a whole lot of nothing.
Good for Jawan Stafford to get back into the game for Lebanon. They get a man out quickly, just in time as the snap goes to McKeithen. McKeithen with a handoff. He's going to be shy of the first down. Tackled inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, brings up 4th down.
And it looks like we've got a little bit of
scrum
extracurricular going on again. Yeah. Although I like when the officials can keep it under control, not have to throw any flags, and that's what this crew's been able to do this evening.
Jordan Jewell was the last one to get up. He was the Lebanon linebacker who was the last one out of that pile. They call a face mask on Lebanon.
Okay, so there was a penalty.
There was one there,
yep.
Yeah. Didn't see the flag, so that's going to allow Wilson Central to walk it in, and I believe Lebanon's going to take a timeout. I know it's 35-0, but they love a shutout.
Well, not only that, your team's been getting a little heated. You've had a couple penalties on defense. You want to get everybody calmed down and get them refocused here late in this game.
We'll take the timeout as well. 1:55 to go in the third. Lebanon leads 35-0 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom-designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser-engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon leads 35-0 over Wilson Central. Our thanks to our hometown sponsor, Tim Leeper Roofing, for his support of this broadcast tonight.
I'm glad he was able to help out Greg Pogue with his roof.
Needed a roof.
Needed a
roof.
Yep. Needed to tell him he needed one too.
So after the timeout, Wilson Central with the ball inside the 15-yard line. They're going to officially mark it at the 13. So by far the deepest penetration of the night for Wilson Central. Their first real significant chance to score. Keeper by the snap, and the Wildcat goes out of bounds. That's Kimes, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds close to a first down. That's been one of their most effective plays. Just snap it to that big guy and let him go.
Well, he also did the one thing coaches hate. He went up into the air trying to get more yardage and got hit hard going out of bounds. And Wilson Central on this drive has benefited from a couple of Lebanon defensive turnovers that's given them first downs, too.
Kimes 6'2", 205, and a senior. And now a whistle as the official resets the play clock. Now we're ready to go. Wilson Central knocking on the door for the first time. Kimes with the keeper, runs left, is going to power toward the goal line, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Wilson Central. Their best drive of the night, taking advantage of a couple of Lebanon penalties along the way, but really the Wildcat with Kimes, their best offensive luck.
It was, and it's also important when you look at this was their best field position to start in this game, too, was this drive, and they were able to find a way to get into the end zone.
And it looks like they're going to go for two here. So Kimes, 7 carries, 36 yards, and a touchdown. And this will move us back to the normal clock operation now as the score gets back under 30. And Wilson Central lining up to go for two, and they're going to snap it to Kimes once again. And a little reverse handoff, and oh my goodness, that was totally blown up. That was Kleinert again for Lebanon. That totally blew that play up in the backfield. My goodness.
Probably the hardest hit we've seen all night. And again, this was an all-region defensive lineman last year, moved to linebacker this year, 3-year starter. And boy, he just blew that 2-point conversion up.
Boy, that was one of those, he went through the player.
Yes.
Did not make contact. He just kept going. It was quite a hit for Kleinert. So 35-6 now the score as Wilson Central gets on the board with 1:08 left in the third quarter. So now if you're Lebanon, probably have to be prepared. Who knows? Onside kick. I mean,
at this point, if you're Wilson Central, why not throw every trick you've got at them? And we've seen this before. We've seen a team down and might as well go for the onside kick. Remember when Jeff Fisher did that against the Colts years and years ago with a very undermanned Titan squad, and he went for an onside kick. I think it was 4 kickoffs in a row.
Yep. And I believe you could see the coaching staff for Lebanon getting the guys together saying, okay, get your heads in the game here because don't go to sleep. Be ready to handle this. And so we'll see 5 men across the front line.
I think you're most likely to see a angled squib kick.
Well, remember, Lebanon had an outstanding return earlier as Crowell came down the sideline and pushed it into Wilson Central territory. Let's see what they opt to do here. This is a short kick fielded by Crowell at the 23 to the 30 to the 35, spins away, still on his feet to the 40, comes down the near sideline out of bounds, and near midfield as he comes out of bounds. Ran into traffic, Jonathan, and just bounced away and kept going.
Well, when he caught it, he stopped. It looked like Le'Veon Bell in the NFL for a moment where he just stopped and waited to see where his alleys were, and he was able to pick a lane and move it upfield, and they're in plus territory to start this drive. They've had great field position all night long.
Yep. 2 consecutive outstanding kick returns by Crowell. That puts them at Wilson Central territory at the 48-yard line. Final minute of the third quarter, 35-6. Lebanon with the lead. Kincaid stays in at quarterback. Hodge is the tailback in a pistol formation. 2 receivers, they line up one behind the other on each side, left and right. Kincaid in the pistol, comes near side to Crowell, inside the 45, shoved out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
Well, something I mentioned earlier in the game where they run those stacks, the receivers stacked on each side, and they'll have one just step back. He makes the catch. The other receiver set up the blocking downfield. First time we saw that this evening.
That's an easy pitch and catch for 5 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 5.
And again, that's the appeal of the spread offense where you basically treat that as a controlled running game, is just those short passes.
52 seconds left in the third quarter. I believe they're ordering a Lebanon player out for one play. That was Jace Gardner, the senior right tackle, who had to come out. I don't know if he had a headgear issue or whatever, but they made him come out of the game at least for one play. Handoff to Hodge. He'll push it inside the 40, still on his feet, first down, close to the 35-yard line. Nice, strong run. Tackle made by Jack Allen, the senior for Wilson Central.
Well, and that was an important tackle because he got him there at the line. There wasn't anybody within 5 or 10 yards of the running back if he could have burst up into the second level. So that was a pretty good tackle, good play.
So Gardner back in as Brayson Bueller came in for one play and replaced him. Pass to the near side is dropped, and it is an incomplete pass. It was looking for Pierce Anderson, the sophomore who could not hang on.
Well, that just didn't start well as Hodge and Kincaid ran into each other in the backfield and then tried to complete that play. It was just blown up from the beginning.
That's only the second incompletion of the night, I believe, for Kincaid.
He's just a good point guard quarterback, good distributor of the football. And again, let those guys out on the edge get those yards after catch and use their athleticism to move the ball downfield.
So Binion and Anderson split wide to the right. Two receivers split to the left. That's Dixon and Searcy. In a shotgun formation with 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Kincaid's going to keep, and he's going to be dragged down after a very short gain inside the 35-yard line.
I know he's okay, but I don't know if I'm calling Kincaid a keeper at this point of the game.
Kimes with a tackle on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. We go to the fourth in Lebanon. Blue Devils 35, Wilson Central 6. On WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Third down and 9 for Lebanon as we start the fourth quarter. Blue Devils leading 35-6. Ball is at the Wilson Central 34-yard line. Lebanon lines up in a pistol formation. Two receivers split to each side. Now they jump to a shotgun with a tailback running to the left of Kincaid. Blitz is coming. Kincaid eludes the first but not the second, and he's dropped after a loss of a yard. Good pursuit there by Wilson Central. They brought a little bit of a delayed blitz, Jonathan, and got in there, and one of the few times they've gotten to the quarterback tonight.
Yeah, Kincaid was flushed out of the pocket pretty quickly, and he was did a good job picking up what he was able to do, and Kincaid coming out of the game now.
With the helmet off in his hand again. Remember, he came out at the end of the first half looking at his right arm, his right shoulder, came back and played obviously until this point. So now let's see what they opt to do on 4th down and 10. Lebanon with the discussion, and I believe it's going to be Cameron Nixon who will punt the ball away for the Blue Devils. Plenty of time. Play clock is at 20. Now officials step in to stop it. Little discussion with the Lebanon offensive line. I don't know. Now they're going to wind the clock again. Play clock resets. It's at 23. And if you're Lebanon, stand there and let it run.
Take it down.
That's what they're going to do.
Don't even care if you take a penalty, really, in this position. Actually, it might not be a bad idea.
Play clock is at 5. That looks like that's what they're going to do. And the play clock expires, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Delay of game. Evan Harwell back deep to receive the punt by Lebanon.
It's just going to give Nixon a little bit more space because when you're that deep down the field, 4th and 10, you don't want to go for it there. You're already up by 29 points. Just give them a little bit more space to work with.
Lebanon leading 35-6 with 10:31 left to play.
And if it's me, Joe, Kincaid doesn't come back onto the field for the rest of this game. Don't see a reason.
Punt is away. Angling to the near side. Bounces and goes into the end zone.
Oh.
Well, they tried to save it, could not quite do so at the goal line. Number 87, Ethan Rose, a senior, laid out for it, but could not quite get there in time.
It was a good effort. I mean, taking the penalty and kicking it like that, they almost pulled off exactly what they were looking for, but it'll be coming out to the 20.
So we'll walk out to the 20-yard line with 10:22 left to play. 35-6 Lebanon trying to get to 5-2 and 3-1 in the region. Wilson Central moving right to left as you listen. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Lechner back in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands off to McKeithen. McKeithen tries over the left guard. Gets to about the 23-yard line, so a gain of 3. And he's been about as much of their offense as anything. 71 yards tonight on 18 carries.
Yeah, him also. Kimes at quarterback in a Wildcat setup for them has been the other part of their offense. You mentioned Lebanon. You get to 5-2, 3-1 in the region. You're going to be heading into postseason play.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Lechner takes the snap. Hands off again. McKeithen tackled at the 26-yard line. Boy, good pursuit. Coming from behind to make that play. Jordan Jewell was there. Jack Kleinert was there again. Those linebackers really, really active.
Again, much like what we saw last week with Middle Tennessee Christian, those linebackers all over the place. We've seen really quite a bit of 3-4 defense so far.
That's
this
about
season.
all we've seen.
Yeah,
it's been really very interesting. Yep. 3rd down, and let's call it 4. Ball at the 27-yard line. Man in motion. Gibson. Handoff. McKeithen's going to bounce it to the left. He's going to be very close. I think he's going to have it with the spot to the 30-yard line. That should be enough to move the chains. Tackle made by Winston Binkard, the senior. But that will be a Wilson Central 1st down.
Yeah, you don't see a lot with 4-3 defenses anymore just because you don't have enough big guys in terms of the defensive line. One thing that I saw a lot more the past couple of seasons against the spread offense is a 3-3-5.
Yep.
Which is something that had kind of fallen out of vogue and then came back in to kind of counteract that spread. But this year it's been a lot of 3-4 with very active linebacking cores.
So 3 3rd down conversions in this half for Wilson Central. They'll hand off to McKeithen. He'll try the right side. He's going to get the corner. He's going to be tackled after a gain of about 8, but there are penalty flags flying. And that's going to be a hold, and that's going to come back.
They ran that play earlier in the game where they shifted 4 to the near side on the short side, then went in the opposite direction. Unfortunately, the referee threw the flag right into the middle of the line for the holding.
So now they've tossed the flag again just to make sure that it's in exactly the right place where they know to walk it off from. So they'll move it back to the 25-yard line.
Kind of felt a little insult to injury there.
Yeah.
Though.
So that's going to make it 1st down and 15. Clock is running, 8:25 to play. Lebanon leading Wilson Central 35-6. Looks Looks like Kimes is going to take the snap in the Wildcat formation. And he keeps. He tries the right side, and he gets maybe a yard or two. Pushes it forward. He's a big body, John. 6'2", 205.
Oh, yes, he is. He actually pushed it up a lot further than that. He brought that ball up about 5 or 6 yards.
So he carries the ball actually inside the 30, across the 30 to the 32-yard line. So that's a gain of about 7 yards on the play. He has been very productive for them tonight. 8 carries, 42 yards. And lined up in that Wildcat again. This time he gives to McKeithen. He'll try the right side. He'll get across the 35 to about the 36. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4 here for Wilson Central.
Kind of feel like we're watching Bo Schembechler, Michigan football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust here tonight, Joe.
Well, the hard part, too, as we mentioned it, Wilson Central just doesn't have a really prolific passing game. They're down 35-6, but they're having to run the football because that's what they do.
Yeah, they're just banged up at quarterback, too.
3rd and a long 5. Ball is actually spotted at the 35. Handoff McKeithen. He'll try the left side, and I don't think he's going to get there. He'll get to about the 37-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down. And why not? At this point, down 35-6. Go for it on 4th down on a short 3. So 22 carries tonight for McKeithen. He's been a workhorse. Let's see if he gets another one here. 4th and 3 for Wilson Central from their own 37-yard line. High snap, keeper, Kimes, dragged down for a loss. Boy, Lebanon all over it, all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to run on the keeper that time, and Lebanon obviously thought the same thing.
That was Crowell leading the charge defensively. He's had a big night offensively as well.
Although he is coming to the sideline with a little bit of a limp, I noticed, but seems to be okay.
So Lebanon will take over 1st down from the Wilson Central 35-yard line. 6:05 left to play. And Lebanon would like nothing more than to take about 5.5 minutes to go 35 yards.
Yeah, they need to get set up pretty quick, already down to 10 on the play clock.
Well, look out at quarterback, and it appears to be Austin Harrison. And timeout is taken by Wilson Central. Austin Harrison is a sophomore. So you're seeing a lot of new faces now in the lineup for Lebanon. A lot of 2nd and 3rd string guys in.
Yeah, want to keep your starters healthy. We've seen them get a little banged up tonight. Not too bad, though. And we mentioned once we saw that last possession with Kincaid, there was just no reason to bring him back into the game.
Mariah was the guy who was the backup quarterback. He actually had a touchdown run in the first half, but
well, he got a little bit of a knock in that first half,
He did,
too.
yep.
Yeah.
So here, opting is Lebanon to go with the sophomore Harrison. At least on that previous lineup. We'll see if they do it again with 6:05 left to play. And it will be Harrison. C.J. Wilson out there, a junior at tailback. Also Keaton Lemaster, a sophomore at wide receiver. So you're seeing a lot of new faces here for Lebanon.
It's 2nd string in there for sure.
1st down for the Blue Devils from the Wilson Central 35-yard line. High snap. Harrison comes near side. Pass is caught at the 35, inside the 30, and drilled from behind at about the 27-yard line on the reception. That was Waylon Kennedy, the junior, with the catch, his first of the night.
Kind of like it, though. They bring the 3rd string quarterback in. They weren't afraid to throw the football. Yeah, they still went for it.
Crowell back in at tailback. I have a feeling he's going to get the football on 2nd down and 2. No, they're going to pass it far side, caught again inside the 25. That's going to be a first down to the 23-yard line, and that once again was Kennedy with the catch.
I'll give Harrison credit. The 2 balls he's been asked to throw, he's delivered. Been accurate passes. Yes, it's just the outs over to the sideline, the short passes, but again, just an important part of the spread offense.
And Kennedy liked them both. He made both catches.
Probably wants another one.
Yeah, well, he came out. He's on the sideline right now. First down for Lebanon inside the 25-yard line. High snap. Harrison with a handoff. Tailback's going to get a yard or 2. That's Izetta, the freshman. Very short gain on the play. Good defense by Wilson Central. Clock continues to run. 4:45 left to play here in Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon doing exactly what they want to do is just run that clock down and keep their starters out of the game, keep them healthy.
Lebanon sets their offensive alignment. They'll bring a wide receiver split wide to the right. Harrison at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands off. Tailback runs right. Tries to get the corner. And is going to be dragged down from behind. Good pursuit there by Wilson Central and a loss on the play. Back to the 25-yard line. Boy, good pursuit there by number 2, Brady Blevins, who was there to make the tackle on Ashton Stevenson.
Yeah, it really was, because he was trying to get over to that corner, was never able to hit it and run upfield, so now 3rd and 10 coming out.
Ball back to the 25-yard line, 24-yard line, let's call it. And Lebanon again, very deliberate, as they should be, leading by 29. Clock running, 3:38 left to play. Passing situation here for Harrison at quarterback. 2 receivers stacked to the right. Harrison's going to hand off. Tailback tries the right side, breaks the tackle inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, and a penalty flag is thrown down at the end. Got to wonder if that might be a face mask.
That's exactly what I was thinking, considering it was the official here on the near sideline. I was at the very end of the play. We'll see what the call is. But
it would have been 4th down, but that's going to be a face mask on Wilson Central. That's going to give Lebanon a first down. So they'll walk it inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Blue Devils are already lined up. They're ready to go. Jaden McGowan is the tailback, and he'll get the handoff. He'll try the right side. He is swallowed up for a loss. Back to the 17-yard line. That was Scott Middleton, a junior, who was in the backfield about the time the ball was handed off.
Yeah, nice job by Middleton. He was just able to shoot that gap and was in the backfield very quick.
Clock running, 3:10 to play. Lebanon about to improve to 5-2 on the season. Wilson Central will fall below the 500 mark. This will be their 4th straight loss after opening the season 3-0.
Would also give Lebanon back-to-back wins in this rivalry series.
Harrison at quarterback in the pistol. Play clock at 12. Game clock at 2:43. Handoff to the tailback. Tries the right side over right tackle. Still on his feet inside the 5-yard line. Grinding inside the 5. Wow. Strong run. That was Azita that carried that ball as a drone lifts off in the distance. I see 2 drones up here, as a matter of fact. We have dueling drones.
In a part of the country known for dueling banjos.
So Azita, 4 carries now, 36 yards.
Good run. Good, hard, strong
sure
run.
was. Stevenson in at tailback now for the Blue Devils. High snap. Harrison comes down with it, hands it to Stevenson. He'll power toward the goal line. He's going to be denied at about the 2.
Well, credit to the quarterback just snaring that snap, because it almost went over his head. He had to leap into the air to get it and then still execute the handoff.
So Lebanon with the first down on a 1st and goal now from the 2. 90 seconds left to play. Now you look over. Do you want to try to jam one more in, or do you just take a knee and get out of here? I don't know if there's a right answer to this.
There's never a right answer for that. Yeah. especially when you have a rivalry contest.
Well, if you got backups in, they want to score.
That's
so
right.
give them a chance.
Yep.
First and goal from the 2. Play clock at 2. Handoff, tailback, touchdown. An easy touchdown by C.J. Woodson, who gets in, and Lebanon extends it to 41-6.
And it was basically just a halfback lead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a situation where if you don't like them possibly scoring, then you got to stop them. And Lebanon was able to hand off and get the touchdown.
Well, I don't know which is worse, to give up the touchdown or have somebody take a knee on you, and that's almost worse.
Right.
Got a little bit of confusion here for Lebanon. I think they're going to get another kicker.
He's on a dead sprint to get
yes,
onto the
he
field.
Is.
Wow. A different holder.
Yes.
No, it's kicker.
Different
yes.
kicker. It
wow.
is. Juan Jimenez on to kick. No, they're going to fake it and run to the right and go nowhere. I'm not sure they intended to do that.
I don't think it was intended to be that.
It didn't work, whatever it was.
No, why we're laughing is because Jimenez had to run 60 yards in a dead sprint.
And didn't get to kick it.
And didn't even get to kick it. Poor kid.
So Lebanon leads 41-6 with 1:02 left to play. So the Blue Devils are going to improve to 5-2.
I mean, I feel bad for him. He had to hustle onto the field because the play clock was going. He ran a dead sprint 60 yards to get everything lined up, and then he doesn't.
And he got there.
And he doesn't even get a chance to kick it.
So now, if you're Lebanon, you just probably squib this ball and
give him a Letterman jacket just for that effort.
That's right.
Not even kidding. He deserves a letter just for that play.
So McKeithen will go back deep. He's been one of the bright spots for Wilson Central tonight.
It'll be a running clock right after the kickoff, too.
22 carries, 82 yards for McKeithen. You're right, it will be a running clock once again for the last 1:02. Unless Wilson Central can score again. Well, Jimenez is going to get to kick off
Good.
at least. So
Good
he's
for
going
him.
to go for this.
Good kickoff, too.
And he does. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Except
I'm
it went out of bounds.
Yes. Other than that. So the penalty flag will give Wilson Central better field position.
Ooh,
and we got a little bit of a scuffle going on here. Trying to calm down everybody. Well, you mentioned it, and I see the coaches out there now. The Lebanon coach, they do not want this to get out of hand.
No, absolutely not. You've only got 62 seconds left in this game. Either team, you don't want people to get too hot.
There are penalty flags down at the 35.
Usually the situation would indicate that it would be offsetting personal fouls, so we'll see.
Well, one official does not have a hat, so he threw the hat as well. Ran out of flags, so he had to throw a hat. Personal foul, Lebanon. Ejection.
Ooh.
Personal foul, Wilson Central. Ejection. So 2 players have been tossed, one from each team. And I just saw the head coach for Lebanon toss a headset.
Coach Gentry's not happy at all. He's as animated now as he has been all night long. As any player that's ejected, it also affects their status for the next game.
That's right. Oh, boy, he is livid, and he is in the face, and it looks to me, is that Mariah?
That's who it is. Yep. That's their backup quarterback that got ejected.
Yeah, as pleasing as a 41-6 win is going to be, there's going to be, he is obviously not pleased with this last minute. Still trying to discuss with the officials. I don't know if he saw something different than they saw, but this is not a happy Lebanon sideline right now.
Yeah, wasn't surprised to see offsetting personal fouls. The ejections I was not expecting.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time on that, did they?
No, they did not.
Boom.
No.
So let's see what Wilson Central will do here. They have the ball at their 35-yard line with 1:02 left to play. Clock should be running. Hand off to McKeithen, who's had a nice night, to the 37, 38-yard line. He's going to be up around 90 yards now for the night on 23 carries.
Boy, Gentry's back over talking to Muriah again.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be in the film room tomorrow.
Maybe
tonight.
Right now, I'd be finding a big lineman and hiding behind him on the bench. I wouldn't want to be seen at the moment.
2nd down and 7. This might be the final play of the contest. Lechner hands off. McKeithen, boy, he is swallowed up. Boy, once again, a terrific defensive play. That Lebanon defense has been stout all night long. That was Deron Mays, a sophomore, with a tackle for loss on what will be the final play of the night. Lebanon defeats Wilson Central 41-6. Blue Devils improved to 5-2 on the season. Wilson Central falls to 3-4. We'll take a break, come back and talk about it in just a moment on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Let's go back to the phone. Stan has been waiting patiently. Stan, what's up?
I'm sorry. I'm officially turning in my Vanderbilt fan wardrobe. It's just never going to happen, guys. You go and lose to UNLV, and the week before, mistake-ridden, lost to Wake Forest.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR. You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon defeats Wilson Central tonight by a final score of 41-6 from Clifton Tribble Field. Danny Watkins Stadium, Lebanon rolls. They got off to a quick start. They led 21-0 and really never seriously threatened after that.
No, not seriously challenged that 21-0 lead. Wilson Central able to get that consolation touchdown there in the second half, but you have both schools now. Got fall break coming up next week. Both schools are with bye weeks next week and will not be playing.
And I think both teams probably will like that because they have some guys that are a little bit banged up that could use a little bit of time. So these two teams shake hands, and this neighborhood rivalry, if you will. I saw the two quarterbacks just shake hands, as a matter of fact, after putting in a solid game. Kincaid and Lechner both with their pleasantries to each other, and now the two teams will get together and huddle up and decide what they're going to do in that open date. Lebanon, if you're Lebanon, you mentioned it, Jonathan, 5-2, 3-1 in the region. The playoffs, I think, are in their future. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
It is. You're in a pretty good spot. Had a good performance here tonight, again, to a Wilson Central team that they didn't quit out on the field, but you could tell that a bye week is sorely needed for these young men. The score a little bit more out of hand than we would have expected this evening. Mm-hmm. So credit to Lebanon and Wilson Central right now, just dealing with injuries. Right now, offensive production, their identity right now is shattered. So they've got plenty of work they've got to do. And if you're at Lebanon, even with a 35-point win, you found enough coachable moments that you'll be able to go into practice and go into the film room and say, guys, ultimate goal is a deep playoff run, and these are things that we have to play clean, we have to play disciplined for an entire game and not just three quarters.
Well, certainly when you look at these individuals, for Lebanon, led by Kincaid at quarterback, only 2 completions on the night, only threw for 94 yards. They didn't ask him to throw the ball downfield a lot. He was very effective in what they asked him to do.
Yeah, and it helps when you have Callaway and also Crowell out there on the edges for Kincaid. Just get those guys up into open space. Their straight line speed is outstanding, and they were able to do that at times here this evening.
Well, Crowell, 3 carries, 16 yards, and a touchdown. 6 catches, 66 yards, and another touchdown as well. So 88 yards in return yardage, 170 all-purpose yards. He was a factor all over the field.
Everywhere they needed him offensively tonight, even one of those touchdowns, he had a defender. He carried the last 3 or 4 yards. into the end zone here this evening and definitely earning the player of the game honors for tonight's contest.
Well, when you look at Lebanon, 105 yards on the ground, 147 through the air. Didn't really do much in the second half. They kind of had the lead and massaged it and just kind of worked their way through. You look at Wilson Central and you can see the issue they have. 130 yards rushing, 5 yards passing. They are very one-dimensional.
Yeah, Lebanon knew coming into this game they were planning on stopping the run the entire game. They were never concerned on having to defend the pass, and the final result shows that that was the correct strategy.
So Lebanon with the win, 41-6 the final score. And as you said, Jonathan, now both teams get a much-needed week off. And it's, you're 6-7 games now into the season. This is a good time to get a little bit of a break.
It really is about the perfect time of the year to get a bye week. And Lebanon, I like this team. I like what they were able to do on offense, especially in the first half. They have a lot of weapons. They're able to run the football effectively enough. I think they have a good quarterback in Kincaid. I think this is a team that, for the remainder of region play and then going into the playoffs, is somebody that going to have to be taken seriously like they were last year when they hosted Riverdale here at home.
Boy, what a game that was.
That was a game they came back and won in overtime and went ahead and played Oakland the next week. And Oakland is who has eliminated them each of the last 2 years in the state playoffs, but I think Lebanon right on track with where they want to be.
So Lebanon still having a bit of a conversation near their end zone, as a matter of fact, all gathered around their head coach and having a bit of a talk as Wilson Central has finished their conversation as a team, and they have moved off the field. But I'm curious, Jonathan, how much of this is, okay, you did a great job, you won 41-6, but there's going to be, and whether it was the stuff at the end of the game or whatever, I mean, you could tell that that's going to be something that's going to be brought up again.
Yeah, that's one of those conversations after the game that I call the yeah, but. Yeah, as you mentioned, but. So there will definitely be some teaching moments, and right now Coach Gentry's doing that right now, very animated over in the end zone to our right. And the good coaches and good programs, that's what they do. They use anything as a possible opportunity, coaching opportunity, teaching opportunity, learning opportunity, and they're even doing that right now after this 41-6 victory.
Boy, you look at Wilson Central, the rest of their schedule, they've got Gallatin, Warren County, and Cookeville left on their schedule. So
yeah, and it was Cookeville playing in Gallatin for Gallatin's homecoming tonight. So the Gallatin game, that's going to be awful tough. That's the thing. You look at that region where you've got, again, Green Hill, Lebanon, Mount Juliet. You've got Gallatin. It's a tough region, and I think is a little bit under the radar in terms of the difficulty here in Middle Tennessee.
Well, certainly Lebanon played well tonight. They took advantage of the opportunities. They took advantage of field position. They did all the things that you need to do to control a game at home. They were never really seriously threatened. I mean, when there was a turnover inside the 5-yard line, when it was 14-0, and that score made it 21. At that point, you kind of figured, okay, Wilson Central was really behind the 8-ball.
Well, 14 points off the 2 turnovers because you had 2 fumbles there you had 1 fumble offensively that was on a bad option pitch, and then the kickoff return fumble on that, and Lebanon was able to recover, scoop and score, and get the touchdown there. So really those 2 turnovers is what really cost Wilson Central the game here tonight.
Well, I think Lebanon is just wrapping up. We was hoping to catch maybe the player of the game. Well, there were several candidates, Jonathan, but I think Krause certainly was a guy that it just had so much impact on more than one area.
Yeah, 170 all-purpose yards, one of the leaders on this team. Again, anytime they needed him to step up tonight and perform, get yardage, get into the end zone, he was able to perform at every opportunity.
So Crowell is going to be our player of the game, and congratulations to him, and congratulations to Lebanon with their win tonight, 41-6 the final score, and they're still wrapping up, still gathering. This is a long post-game discussion.
Yes, it is. And this is a rivalry that goes back to Wilson Central's creation as a high school, so you're going back over 20 years. It's not an old-school rivalry like you have with Lebanon and Mount Juliet, but again, these are 2 opponents just down the road from each other, just down 109 a little bit further with Wilson Central, so just a few miles separating these 2 schools, and now Lebanon's been able to win 2 in a row after Wilson Central won 3 in a row before that.
So Lebanon with the win improves to 5-2 on the season overall. Wilson Central falls now to 3-4 on the season. So Congratulations to the Blue Devils for their performance tonight as they improve, as we said, to 5-2, and they'll get ready for the open date as well. So we'll take a break and we'll come back and wrap things up right after this on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
For creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators who display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit jodyjonesdds.com or call 615-259-5100.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing. If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling.
Welcome back to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Schaefer.
Lebanon defeats Wilson Central 41-6 tonight. Jonathan, very impressive for Lebanon. I think they've got a future run.
They really do. I like the veteran leadership of this team. Really good linebacking core in this 3-4 look. Good quarterback in Kincaid and plenty of speed over on the edges. So you have the ingredients that you need to make a deep run into the playoffs.
Keith Crowell, our player of the game. Congratulations to him for Lebanon. Congratulations to the Blue Devils for their win. Thank you, Jonathan. Always a pleasure to be with you. Thanks to the guys in the studio, to Adam Johnson here, and thanks to all of you for being with us. I'm Joe Fisher. Final score again, Lebanon 41, Wilson Central 6.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at TimLeeperRoofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at TimLeeperRoofing.com.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30 and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. featuring cast iron pancakes, made to order waffles and eggs, and ice cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm to table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best. If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling.
And it's a final. Lebanon High School 41, Wilson Central 6. WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week comes to a conclusion live from the Strike and Spare Studios. Our WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week brought to you by Tim Leeper Roofing. Q Joseph, when you look at this game, let's just be honest. After Lebanon scored on their first drive, they did not look back.
No, not at all. And you know, we said it last week. We said it the week before. At this point in the season, you're starting to see things shake out. You're starting to see teams don't surprise you. So you're talking about a team who came in 4-2 against a team who was 500. The team who was 4-2 beat the team who was just 500. And so you're starting to see things that aren't too much of a surprise. You're starting to see things not really be shaken up. Again, we talked about it last week with two teams who did virtually no passing in the first half. Then that second half, they decided to air it out. But you see it this week again. And I don't know, in today's modern world, the modern football world, is passing that crucial?
I think it is. I mean, strategy obviously is the more crucial thing in the sport of football. But of course, I think a lot of teams are being very creative with how their offensive performances are. You're starting to see a lot of spread teams, air raid. I mean, air raid's been around for a while, but I like how a lot of predominantly passing teams will use that 3 to 5 yard passing as an extension of the run. But when you look at tonight's game, I really feel like Lebanon just came out, and they came out fast, they came out strong, and they proved why they were the better team. And when you're the better team deserves to win. So Lebanon with a dominating 41-6 win over Wilson Central tonight. When you look at this region, Division I Class 6A Region 4, teams are as follows. Mount Juliet, 7-0, 4-0 in the region. Right behind them, Lebanon, Green Hill, Gallatin, Cookeville, Wilson Central, Warren County. So from top to bottom, a very competitive region.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone looking up to Mount Juliet, 7-0, 4-0 in a region.
Right.
Don't see them, taking the foot off the gas. Wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and do what they're supposed to do, which is win the region. But I mean, Lebanon is coming out and showing that, hey, last year we won a really exciting playoff game over one of the best teams in Rutherford County in Riverdale. And then we ran into the powerhouse that they call Oakland High School.
Right.
And their season abruptly came to an end. But they're proving now that, don't want to say they're a force to be reckoned with. I think that'd be a tad much to say, but I think they're showing that, athleticism and discipline can go a long way, albeit that last word, discipline, towards the end of the contest wasn't really there. But still, they won. And congratulations to Lebanon winning tonight 41-6 over Wilson Central. That's what went on here at WNSR. We'll go to a few more scores, take a break, and then what we'll do after the break, we'll come back. We'll talk to Corey Harris. He is the second half of the Sunday Morning Scramble with Greg Tonjes. An interesting show. Check that out on WNSR from 8 to 10 every Sunday morning. I really feel like it's slowly but surely starting to become a really entertaining show here on our airwaves. But before Sunday, you got to hit Saturday. So Saturday morning with Greg Pogue and Bubba Spears, you have Prep Football Talk. That's from 8 to 9. We review everything from tonight's action. We name a Tim Leeper Roofing Player of the Week. And a wonderful plaque is given out to said player. So, again, check that out. Saturday morning, 8 to 9, Prep Football Talk. Then on Sunday morning, 8 to 10, Sunday Morning Scramble. But before we do all that, we have a host of scores to go through. Starting off with this one. Innsworth, 42. Christian Heritage out of Dalton, Georgia, 2. Tullahoma, 46. Lawrence County, 6. Antioch, very competitive versus Mount Juliet. Antioch, 3-0 in their region. Next week, they play CPA. Week 9, Week 10, Q Joseph. If everything goes according to plan, Antioch has 2 winnable region games coming up in Week 9 and Week 10. So a 31-14 loss for the Bears tonight. Tennessee High losing to Gate City 42-13. Tennessee High winning versus Gate City 42-13. Boyd Buchanan 56, Notre Dame 7. Bradley Central 28, Farragut 20. Hickman County 29-6 over Cheatham County. William Blount blanking Union County 56-0. Covington 57, McNairy Central 14. So a dominating win there. Bluff City 50, King Prep 18. That game has gone final. Centennial 62, Glencliff did not get on the board. Cordova 37, Kingsbury 0. Monterey 21-0 in the second quarter over Cascade right now. Fairview defeating Montgomery Central 34-20. Nolensville with a 20-16 win over Hillsboro. That game was fun to track throughout the night. Tipton Rosemark 41, Lakeland Preparatory 0, Ravenwood 24, Summit 7. Ravenwood the winner in that game. Powell 55, Carnes 10, Ripley 14, Scotts Hill 0. That game currently in progress. Brentwood 31, Franklin 17. That game is in the fourth quarter as well. Hickson 49-6 win over Sequoia. Memphis University School pulls out an exciting win over a really good Father Ryan team this year. Memphis University School 28, Father Ryan 24. Laverne and McGavick, a battle of 2 1-5 teams. The Mike Woodward-led Laverne Wolverines 27-12 right now. That game is in the fourth quarter. Hendersonville High all over Springfield right now. That game is in the final stages. Hendersonville 21, Springfield 7. Lipscomb Academy right now struggling out there on the field. We'll get that score in just a second. Gordonsville 31, Forest 7, North Point Christian 7, University School 0. That game is at halftime. University School of Jackson down by 7 to North Point Christian. Stratford 33, Hunters Lane 14. That game is in the third quarter. Lincoln County with the win over Franklin County. Lincoln County 28, Franklin County 24. Page 50, James Lawson did not get on the board tonight. Right now, Station Camp, White House tied at 15. That game is in overtime. Union City defeated by Dresden tonight, 31-28. West Carroll 40, McEwen 7. West Carroll with the win. East Nashville right now, the MyTV 30 game of the week down to Smyrna, 15-14. That game, 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the final quarter for that game. Red Bank 14, Saudi Daisy 0. Last time got a score update from that game. But interesting to see Christian Brothers 34-14 over Lipscomb Academy. That game still in progress. And Elizabethtown 14, Dobbins Bennett 7. A really tough game between those two teams. What we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. If we get a few more scores, we'll update you. But up next, second half of the Sunday morning scramble, Corey Harris. This is the WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week, broadcasting live from the Strike and Spare Studios. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what? I listened every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what? You probably aren't that smart.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
If you're looking for something fun to do with family, friends, co-workers, or clients, look no further than Strike and Spare Family Entertainment. Visit any of their 5 Middle Tennessee Strike and Spare Fun Center locations in Hermitage, Donaldson, Tusculum, Hendersonville, or Murfreesboro. With bowling, games, food, drink, and party options for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, roller skating, bungee trampoline, laser tag, and much, much more. All locations of Strike and Spare Family Entertainment are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Check them out online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare Family Entertainment, where fun is bowling.
And we are back live, Strike and Spare Studios, WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week post-game wrap-up show. Lebanon defeating Wilson Central 41-6. And now we have on the line second half of the Sunday morning scramble with Greg Tonjes. We're speaking live with former Packer, Lion, Titan, Houston Texan. Wait, they weren't in the league at that time. Corey Harris. How you doing, man?
How you not gonna say Ravens now? Come on, man.
I was gonna save that one for you.
Now, how you guys doing, man? Y'all. I see y'all getting to commentate and watch one of the greatest things in America, and that is Friday night high school football in America. I love it.
Yeah, that it is. But you know what else we love, Corey? Because you and I have a couple of them. Children. Let's talk about you have made a lot of contributions. Not only are you known for your prowess on the football field on a professional level, just a stellar athlete at Vanderbilt in your time there, played just about every position but kicker. But you do a lot for the youth, not only here in the Nashville area, but in your hometown as well. Talk about why you are so committed to our rising generation here.
Well, for me, it's my purpose. I believe it's one of the things that God birthed me to do. And as my slogan is, developing the it in you. But really, it's the intangible traits of Christ is what it really is, some of these things. And so for me, what I do with youth is my form of ministry. I think it's my way that God has allowed me to be able to connect and use sports, something that kids are passionate about, to be able to help them to learn and understand the benefits of listening and hearing, the benefits of being able to know that you can only be focused or distracted, the consequences of being distracted at the wrong time. And so it's really about life for me. And so education also been something that I'm very passionate about. One of the main reasons I went to Vanderbilt, graduated from Peabody College. I never was certified to teach, but I believe that I've always been a teacher. And so part of the way that I've gotten to build my relationship with youth in the Nashville area especially has been substitute teaching. And so, man, I could go on and on. I don't do as much in Indianapolis. Actually, I'm just in transition. Going back to Indianapolis, back and forth between Nashville and Indianapolis. And again, I'm going to be able to do the same thing there that I've been doing here from the time I was in college in Nashville. And so it's something I'm motivated to do. It's something that I'm committed to do. It's something that I was born to do. And it's something that I'm great at.
And it's also it's always a lovely thing, after our show, or after you and Greg's show rather, you and I, because we're both fathers, we talk about fatherly things. I know you have grown children, I have a child, but when you think back on your life, I mean, you've had some influential people. You played under Watson Brown at Vanderbilt. Who were some men and or women that really stuck out to you and really helped you be the man that you continue to be today?
Oh man, you'd have to way before you get to college, man, you don't get out of my house good. You know, I got brothers that taught me a work ethic. My father showed me a consistency and action. As a godly man, accountable man, and things that relating to our family. You don't get out of my house. If somebody's asking the kind of man I want to be or who I want to most be like, it would be my father in every way in life. And so from my house, you get into my neighborhood uncles. Then you get into my church family. So I think the thing for me, I had the life support system that I'm trying to create in the different neighborhoods in these cities that I'm going into. It's the reason I've stuck around in Nashville. It's the reason I'm going back to Indianapolis. It's the reason God put me in Baltimore, looking at those inner cities. And so, you know, kids, some children have what I had, but all children deserve it. And so that's really my goal. I know that you try to provide that for your child. For me, I have a 14-year-old daughter now, and 3 adult children that I've been blessed to be able to sow those same things into. And so, man, that's really the objective, is to give kids that don't have it the total and holistic life support system, including sports, including therapy if necessary, including good nutrition, all these different things that you and I want for our kids. I'm trying my best to make the connections and get in the places and get the curriculums and use budgets to be able to supply these systems so these kids can get where they need to go. They can eat what they need to eat. They can be safe. They can understand that there's more to life than self. They can know that there's an inner man. They can know all these different things. And so that's really my ultimate goal and all that I'm trying to do.
Last question, and I'll let you go. Your favorite quote?
I wouldn't call it a quote so much as a Bible verse. I can do all things through Christ.
Well, amen. Well, amen. There he goes.
Not to get preachy, but that's what I was raised on. That's why I got to where I got to, because I believe that. And it didn't matter what you said to me. It didn't matter whether I lost that day. It didn't matter what happened, because I believe that quote, that verse, it allowed me to do things that people had no room for doubt. So.
Well, Corey, it's been fun working with you. I'll see you guys on Sunday morning. We won't tell the people what we got coming up. We'll just tell them to tune in, and hopefully. Tune in. And I hate to spread some pettiness, but hopefully Anchor Down Island will not have too many visitors this week. We will.
Okay.
We will save all of that for Sunday. For Sunday morning. So, Corey, thank you for coming on. It's been fun working with you.
I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to it, bro. See you Sunday.
All right. Sounds good. So, Corey Harris, the second half of the Sunday Morning Scramble with Coach Greg Tonjes. And we had him on a couple weeks talking about his story, where he's from and his whereabouts and how he's gotten to where he is today. But I'm telling you, man, like being in the studios here on Sunday morning and working with those guys, I love all the shows I do here. You know, I always look forward to our Mid-State Checkdown game of the week. You know, I feel like I got the coolest uncles in Nashville when I come in on Saturday morning with Greg Pogue and Bubba Spears or Craig Ladd, whichever one, you know, decides to show up that day. And then on Sunday, you know, I get the smoothest uncle in Nashville and Corey Harris, and you know, I get that hyper cousin, older cousin in Greg Tonjes. So, you know, I work with. It's safe to say, Q Joseph, out of the few jobs that I do have, I will say this one is the most fun. So, but I say all that to say this. it's just an interesting, lineup that we have here, at WNSR. And I think good things are coming for this station. But some good things have happened on this scoreboard as well. Nashville Christian defeated Goodpasture 31-30. A fun game there. Ripley Scotts Hill, that game still 14-0. Last update I got. Brentwood 31-17. That game late stages of the fourth quarter. If you missed it, Memphis University School defeating Father Ryan 28-14. Christian Brothers with a 3-point win over Briarcrest Christian 10-7. And North Point Christian and University School, that game still at halftime. University School of Jackson still down by 7 points to North Point Christian. Pope John Paul Preparatory School, BGA, that game is in overtime right now. BGA scored first, so the score 33-27 at halftime. And last year, Q Joseph, that game was just a back and forth affair. The Knights had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown in that game. One in the first half, one in the second half. And a player named Sebi Nelson got a chance to start his second varsity game as a freshman, was injured, hurt his shoulder, hasn't necessarily been the same since. Has not played this season at all. But the Knights, who started off 0-3, have a shot of going to the Division II AA playoffs this year if they can come out and defeat BGA, and then you got to win your last game of the year versus Franklin Road Academy. That's going to be a tall test for the Knights, but
we say it all the time, man. Any given Friday.
I mean, we got some schools out there that are really proving that on any given Friday, if you don't show up, you will get shipped out. I'm just coin that as my phrase.
There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be my phrase. Liberty Creek 47, Kirkwood 23, White County 41, Cumberland County 17, Knoxville Webb 38, Brainerd 0, Friendship Christian 41, Providence Christian 3. So that's good to see. That was our WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week. Friendship Christian, Middle Tennessee Christian. Last week, Middle Tennessee Christian with the win over Friendship Christian. So good to see that both of those teams have won a plethora of games to choose from for next week. As soon as we get that game, we will let you know. But week 7, man, it's been a week.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Like I said, man, at halftime, usually I say, hey, man, you don't see too many, blowouts or anything like that. And then we come back to the post-game show.
We got to stop saying that.
Right. You see 42 over here, 56 over here.
67 here.
But again, like you said, it's week 7, man. Things start to shake out, and you start to see, what teams are going to be come playoff time, with very little change.
And right now, speaking of change, East Nashville was up 14-9 at halftime. Smyrna comes back and wins that game 17-14. So
any given Friday,
anything can happen. You know what? I will say this. It's around that time where teams are pushing for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Some teams that are having seasons that they did not expect, and some teams that are fighting.
Yeah.
And I say all that to say this. We've been talking about one school out in Antioch, Tennessee, and it is not Cane Ridge. It is the Devin Arnold-led Antioch Bears. No one thought. I didn't. I'm sure you didn't. Even Stevie Wonder couldn't see this coming. I mean, Antioch has a chance to potentially go 5-0, and I stretched the word potentially on purpose because you never, again, any given Friday.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
But like you said, Antioch is proving that they're stepping up and proving, hey, listen, the playbook is nice, offense is nice, defense is nice, special team is nice, but tenacity,
it's there. It's there. And I go back to my point, teams that are experiencing seasons that they didn't expect. Wilson Central, and coming in on a 3-game winning streak, the first 3 weeks of the season, now on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And so it's how do we recollect the pieces and go on in the next week?
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens next week, not only with Lebanon, but with Wilson Central. And that will do it for us live from the Strike and Spare Studios, our WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week. Lebanon 41, Wilson Central 6. This is the WNSR Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week post-game wrap-up show. Be looking out on the website. Week 8 game pending. Lot to choose from for Will Brown, Q Joseph. Have a good night and happy Friday.
Thank you for listening to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Make sure to follow WNSR on Twitter at Nash Sports Radio and on Facebook at Nashville Sports Radio for highlights of tonight's game. The Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Strike and Spare Family Fun Center, Jackson Boone Racing, the Omni Nashville Hotel, Jody Jones Dentistry, Southern Trophy House. Thank you for listening to the Mid-State Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on Nashville's home for high school football. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.